There were real differences, and it's not just to put it in too black and white terms, because
Sure.
I think at least that the general American desire for disengagement on some level from our region has been going on now for more than a decade, and was held in common. That ambition was held in common by 3 administrations, by Obama, by Trump, and now by Biden. So that is a commonality. But having said that, the Trump administration may have been inconsistent and sometimes chaotic in its approach to the region, but certainly with regard to Iran, they took a number of steps that were that were harsh, so to speak, and were clear. First of all, of course, the immense importance of the targeted killing of Major General Qasem Soleimani on the road from Baghdad airport in January 2020, cannot be exaggerated, the importance of that. The Iranian regional strategy of use of proxies and building influence through proxy political and military organizations was to a great extent the brainchild of Major General Qasem Soleimani, and his removal from the board, so to speak, has genuinely had, I think, a profound, and of course from our point of view, since he chose to see us as enemies, from our point of view, a profoundly positive effect, the removal of that very capable and very hostile actor from the stage. This was the Trump administration, and it's impossible to imagine, I think we can agree, the Biden administration taking anything like that kind of action. So that was very, very positive from our point of view. Also, Trump's recognition of Jerusalem as Israel's capital, and moving the embassy to Jerusalem, recognition of Golan Heights as Israeli territory. These were all important stuff. Now we can discuss and people argue about the wisdom of the decision to quit the JCPOA in 2018 and the effect that that's had. But certainly, that was the kind of bold move and thinking out of the box, which I think did characterize Trump's Mideast policy, at its most potent. With Biden, I think what you have is an attempt to return to business as usual and to the kind of familiar contours of US Mideast policy. And we can see that with, of course, most obviously and profoundly, the desire to return to the JCPOA and effectively reconstitute, what was in existence prior to 2018. So there's an attempt to return to business as usual. But I think on the broader level, which is the commonality of the desire to avoid new major commitments in the Middle East, and indeed the desire, insofar as it's possible, to draw down existing commitments in the region. This, I think, remains common between Trump and Biden. So there is a deeper commonality, but the aspect which is missing with Biden, which I think we here at least often found quite positive with the Trump's outlook, was the willingness to think outside the box, to ignore received wisdom on the Middle East, much of which was quite tired actually, and to say, well, let's try things, even if it can't be necessarily, people tell us it can't be done, let's test it and see if it can be done. Most obviously, for example, we talked about it earlier, we were always told, well, the Gulf countries will not be willing to formalize their relations with Israel for as long as the Israeli-Palestinian conflict remains unresolved. Informal relations, yes. Formal relations, no. Well, Jared Kushner and those around him chose to test that theory and found it wanting. They found actually the Gulf countries were willing to, and a profound change took place. So it's that out-of-the-box thinking is missing, I think, with the Biden people. But the general move towards disengagement is still there and is common to both administrations.
Please remember to subscribe to us and switch on the notifications for this channel. For our other social media links, more content, and to support our work, please visit citti.net. Dhanyavad. Namaskar.